Hello everyone! Welcome to my channel. Welcome to today's video. Today's video is going to be me talking about all the new makeup releases and whether or not I'm interested in them. So will I buy it, purchase or pass, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to be giving my thoughts and opinions about the new makeup coming out. So if that sounds good to you, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't yet. I would love it if you stuck around. But with all that, let's just get into it. All right, it has been a minute since I filmed one of these videos, and it's been a minute since I filmed in general, so I'm feeling a little bit rusty. I am going to scoot over so I can put my photos up. We're just going to get to talking about these new releases. I've been feeling like recently, for the past couple of months, releases just haven't been that steady, which is not a complaint, but I don't know. I always feel like I'm really searching for things to talk about in these videos. And so I've decided to kind of make the length in between these videos a little bit longer so that way I have more to talk about. Some of these are not super new, but they're new enough. And that's the reason, is it kind of just accumulates until eventually I have enough things that I'm interested in talking about. Because of course there's tons of things, but nothing that really seems super exciting. I just find some categories to not be really exciting to talk about. They're just normal categories, right? Am I making any sense? This is what I'm talking about. I said I was a little bit rusty filming. Let's just start. The first thing that I have, the oldest thing that I have that I wanted to talk about, are the Fenty Beauty Shadow Sticks. So this is the Shadow Stick Diamond Veil Eyeshadow Stick, $27. There's 3 of them. How many carats? Champion, Miss Prissy. I think it's Champion. So these are really pretty, and I am not a shadow stick lover. I know that's been really trendy as of recent, and I haven't purchased any shadow sticks, to be quite honest, but these ones did kind of catch my eye, especially the How Many Carat ones, or even the Miss Prissy. I don't know. I could see myself picking one of these up if I saw them in store or something like that. I don't think I'd go out of my way, but I think that just like a pure glitter sparkle, the How Many Carats is so iconic that I'm a little bit interested in it, and I wanted to talk about it. If you've picked this up and you love it, or it's terrible, please let me know down below in the comments, because if it's terrible, I don't want to waste my money. The next thing that I have is some lip products, and this I'm like really excited about. This I might go out of my way to purchase. So it's from Charlotte Tilbury, which I've been kind of not talking great about recently. This launched on May 1st, and it is their Lip Cheat Contour Duo Lip Liner, $26. So I think this is really cool. It's a 2-in-1 lip pencil. So it's supposed to have a contour with it, and then another on the other end, one that you kind of use in the middle to create like some sculpting with your lips. I think that's really smart and really, I really like it. I might pick up 2 of these. I kind of like the pinky one and then the more brownie nude. I just think it'd be really nice to have. I do have a eyeliner from Charlotte Tilbury that's double-ended. It has a nude, and then on the other side it has kind of a brown. I use that all the time. It really does come in handy having a 2-in-1 product, and that's like a double-ended product I can get behind. I don't like brushes. I don't like sticks that have like blush and bronzer. I don't really enjoy any of those, but eyeliner, it makes sense. It just takes so long to go through an eyeliner or a lip liner. So could really see myself picking these up. And then there's also the Big Lip Plumpgasm Plumping Lip Gloss, new shade and finish, and for $35. Nudegasm Diamonds, it's a sheer champagne nude. So this product's already out, just a new shade. I'm not really interested in that. I think that's just kind of something I could get somewhere else for less money, quite honestly, and get the same kind of effect and product from. So I won't be picking that up, but yeah, I'm very interested in the lip contour duo. Now that I'm thinking about it, did Huda Beauty have something like that? Not really. I guess she did like a liquid lip with a lip liner, kind of like a Kylie Cosmetics lip kit. I'm really enjoying how it's just a one product in a very small, slim packaging. So I'm thinking I'll pick that up at some point. I don't know how soon, but I will. This launched on May 1st. Now after that, I have this fragrance saved. And I don't talk about fragrance all the time, but I just had to bring this up because the bottle is so beautiful. It's from Carolina Herrera, and it is the La Bomba Eau de Parfum. So the bottle, as you can see, are like these really beautiful butterfly wings with this pink. I think that's kind of where you hold it. I'm not sure where it sprays out because the liquid is definitely in the wings. I don't know how it works. However, I just know that it's beautiful and I want it. Carolina Herrera really kills it with her packaging for fragrance. Like she has the iconic shoes and then comes out with limited edition ones. I have them behind. Maybe you can see them. I have 3 of them and I really like it. This is supposed to be a floral amber fragrance with top notes of pitaya, middle notes of cherry, peony, and base notes of vanilla. I'm not like super into amber, but I do like floral. I will smell this in person just to make sure, but this is kind of like the fragrance top of my list if I was to get another one soon, which I clearly do not need. Now some foundations. L'Oreal seems to be doing a lot. Like I'm seeing a lot from L'Oreal. I feel like they're revamping kind of their whole line. So they're coming out with the Infallible 24-hour tinted serum. This, I think, is kind of replacing the hyaluronic acid tinted nude serum, something like that. Very similar packaging. I'll pop up a picture of the old one. I really think that is kind of just a repackage. They're going to say that it's new. It says it's the first long-wear serum that's heat-proof and sweat-proof. And I don't have a release date. I don't think that it's available now. I did try to look and find it, but I couldn't find it anywhere to purchase it. I do plan on purchasing it, clearly, because this really interests me. I like the original Infallible. So I want to see how this one works, and it being a tinted serum, especially, I want to do a foundation review and wear test. Let me know if you'd be interested in my review for that, but I do plan on picking that up sooner rather than later. The other one that L'Oreal came out with is they also came out with the Infallible Skin Ink 48-hour long-wear concealer hybrid. So this is their more full coverage option. That's a concealer foundation in one. And this is available now. So it says it's transfer resistant up to 48 hours, light as ink. That's something that's weird to compare to, but that's okay. Waterproof, sweat-proof, humidity-proof, it blurs, okay. It evens like a foundation, blurs like a concealer for up to 48-hour wear. The multi-use applicator has a precise tip, and it's a buildable formula. Available now at Ulta for $18.99. I actually have this in my Amazon cart, so I will be purchasing it today. A little bit later, I do plan on picking this up and again doing a foundation review and wear test on this one. I've talked about this, I believe, in a past Will I Buy It, but it said it was only available in Asia or something like that. I could not find it to purchase it, and now I actually found it. So excited for that one. Review will be coming soon. The next thing that we have some eyeshadow palettes, some indie eyeshadow palettes. Of course we do. And I think the first one we'll go over is from Glamlite. So this is the Lord of the Rings palette, the Middle Earth palette. It's actually kind of pretty. I'm not a huge Lord of the Rings fan personally, but I will say objectively, I do like the color story of this. It's a little bit lighter, a little bit desaturated. You have a lot of light, mid, and deep tones. It's not really deep because I feel like for a while Glamlite had really deep toned palettes and it was just tough for me to want to purchase those. I kind of like this one. There's no way I'm going to purchase this anytime soon. Glamlite I've kind of just put into that category where if it's on sale like around Black Friday, I'll pick it up. Usually they do really great Black Friday sales, like 50 to 75% off. And that's when I can justify maybe a palette that I've been thinking about, unless I really, really love it. This doesn't look like a palette I need to have immediately. So if I see it, if it's still available around Black Friday time, I could see myself picking this one up. I do think it's kind of pretty, just not really into the IP or anything. We have more IPs. one I was not expecting from Lethal Cosmetics. So this is the Adventure Time and Lethal Cosmetics collab. And the palette looks interesting. Definitely too bright for me. Totally going to pass on this. Again, like no connection to the IP whatsoever. I don't think I've seen one episode of Adventure Time. So I cannot really relate to the IP at all. I wonder how many people are going to love this. Like, I don't know how popular that franchise is. So it'd be interesting to me to see how many people are really excited for this collaboration. I at least wanted to talk about it, but I literally have zero interest. Out of everything I'm talking about today, this is probably right at the bottom. A palette that's not indie that I am interested in is the Danessa Myricks. So this is the Pastel Dreams. Came out on March 23rd. Sorry, they restocked it March 23rd. It's been out for a little while, but it sold out really quickly and they're restocking it. I love the direction that Danessa Myricks is going in. I think it's so innovative for a mainstream makeup brand to be doing what she's doing. Love the concept of this, of doing small palettes that are magnetic, customizable, really gearing towards the average everyday consumer, but also makeup artists. I think that she's doing a little bit more than Makeup Forever could do, because Makeup Forever did start off as a makeup artist brand and then kind of transferred into the everyday consumer, right? And I think Danessa Myricks is doing it perfectly. I love the fact that she's doing small curated palettes that have a theme like this pastel one. So if you like pastels, you can purchase this palette. You can add it to your other collection of Danessa Myricks. I'm really considering, I don't know, I need to wait a little bit more and decide on what I really want to dive into with this brand, because it is a pricier brand. So I don't just want to willy-nilly grab everything that she has. I've never purchased from Danessa Myricks as far as eyeshadows go. I have the Blurring Balm and the Blurring Blush, which I really enjoy, but the eyeshadow formula I'm not familiar with. I've heard good things about it. So I'm going to wait, although I will say it's really pretty and kind of just a perfect all-in-one pastel palette, and see where it goes from there. I hope that the last Lightworks that she did, I think it was 6 that look very similar to this. It was 3 of these 6-pan palettes. I hope that she still sells that, or she at least sells the empty component that fits all 3 of them in there, because this would fit in there perfectly, and it wouldn't make sense to me if she doesn't still sell the empty component. We'll just have to wait and see, but I am excited. It seems like a lot of people are also very excited since it sold out so quickly. Now some other, let's save the indie for last and end on a high note. Something else I wanted to talk about was Hourglass. So not going to purchase this, but I think that Hourglass is finally stepping it up a little bit. So for $78 US, you can customize your own quad with their powders. So if you go to the Hourglass website, you can now pick your finishing powder, your blush, your bronzer, and your highlight. Perfect quad, and there's different, sections you can choose from, so you can really pick the perfect shade for you. Maybe you like a brighter blush, but a more neutral bronzer. You don't have to get the whole 6-pan limited edition palette. I think that this is genius of them. Caveat is, though, that it is final sale, and it says US only as of right now, so we'll see if they expand out to Europe or worldwide, but just wanted to shout that out because I think that that's really smart of them. And now people can maybe justify the price point a little bit, because it's hard to purchase one of those 6-pan palettes and spend that much money if you're on more of a budget, if you don't love every shade. And this, now you'll know, like every shade is one that you'll really enjoy. So I'm really happy that they're doing this, but I have enough Hourglass powders to last me a lifetime, so I won't be picking this up at all. Then we have the new Dior collection. So I don't think this is a season collection. I think they're just expanding some items in their line. It says it's going to be available in July, so we still have a little bit of time before this comes out, but they're coming out with the Dior Skin Forever Blush Soft Filter. So it's a whipped cream blush that melts into skin, lightweight formula that gives your cheeks a healthy glow. It's a cream containing pigment and oils. Okay, so it's a cream to powder with a soft focus effect that makes the skin appear smooth. And then there's also a new face powder with hyaluronic acid. It blurs, reduces the appearance of pores. 2 different finishes, a matte and a radiant. Yes. So, don't like this. I really don't. The powder I could do with or without. Like, I just don't think it's worth purchasing a luxury powder, depending. Charlotte Tilbury powder is really nice. Like, I'm not saying luxury powders are not worth it. I'm just saying that for me is a category where I would rather go the route of less expensive and spend money on a luxury product that isn't a powder, like one of these blushes. But this very much reminds me of the YSL blushes that come in the same very similar container, and I would rather get a YSL cream blush. But even then, I don't use cream blush that much, so I'm kind of just taking a pause from purchasing cream products until I get through a little bit more of my collection, because they're accumulating faster than I can go through them, and this does not interest me enough. I don't love the frosted packaging. I think that's what it is. It's making the colors not look so vibrant and really pop. It's really muting it down, and I don't know, the packaging just doesn't scream out to me. And so it's an easy pass. I'm not mad at it. In fact, I'm very happy that I actually have a Dior product that I don't want to purchase. Another foundation that I do want to purchase, clearly I'm in like a foundation mood, it seems like. This says it's available now in Europe. I could not find it online. We'll see. This is the new Fit Me BB cream from Maybelline. So it's supposed to even out complexion with a natural luminous finish, skincare enriched, hydrate skin for 24 hours with SPF 50. Maybelline, I've reviewed quite a few Maybelline foundations in my time on YouTube. In fact, I have a whole video dedicated to like 18 Maybelline foundations where I went through each one and talked about it. I will link that up above. I will probably purchase this because it's Maybelline. Ooh, that's a plane. I don't know if the mic picked that up, but there's a jet flying over. At this point, I kind of feel like Maybelline's just discontinuing, revamping foundations to keep themselves fresh. I don't know how different this is to other foundations. I will be trying it because, like I said, Maybelline's at least inexpensive, and I really tend to agree with most Maybelline foundations and like them. Really like the Maybelline Superstay Lumi Matte, their latest one. I'll link my video reviewing that up above as well. So yeah, I do plan on picking this one up just when I can find it online. I won't be mad adding this to my collection. It's not like a $60 or $70 investment, so pretty easy for me. But let me know if you plan on picking this one up, because I just wonder if they just sometimes slap the Fit Me name on a new thing, redo the packaging to just look more appealing to consumers when they're walking through a drugstore or something like that. I don't know. I'm starting to get that inkling. And then the last 3 things I have to talk about are all more indie palettes. So let's just breeze through this and keep this video a little bit shorter than normal. My least favorite palette out of the 3 is from Bella Beaute Bar. So they came out with a new palette. It is the Ocean Jewel palette. It launched on Thursday, May 29th. And it's going to be $75 US. So it's 20 shades, 7 multi-chromes, 1 holochrome, 1 duochrome, 11 mattes, 1 sequin matte. For me, I think it's just a little bit too dark. Like, I need more light tones in this palette. Bella Beaute Bar has an excellent formula. I did just purchase the Green Goddess palette. I purchased the new Smoky Glam palette. I do have an affiliate code with Bella Beaute Bar. It's just Melissa if you want to purchase from them and save some money. For me, this is purely a practicality decision. I think this palette is beautiful. I know the quality is there, but I will not get the usage out of this palette like some other palettes in my collection. So I'm going to save myself the $75 and not purchase it, just because it's shiny and pretty. So I will be reluctantly passing on this, but I will say like it is very beautiful, and I bet there'll be some really pretty looks that are going to tempt me from this palette, but I need to be realistic with myself that I just won't give this the love, and I have so many palettes that I could give more love to. Now the next two palettes I want a lot more than the Bella Beaute Bar, so that's why I'm going to save myself the $75. The one that I want the most out of all the palettes that I'm talking about today is the Terra Moon palette. This is the, oh gosh, Ophiuchus palette, 12 shades inspired by the Serpent Bearer, the 13th sign, bold multichromes, a hypnotic iridescent, and rich mattes designed to shift your reality. I don't have a price on this, but it is available now. I don't know, I really love the color story. However, I will say that this does, to me, look a little bit similar to the Bella Beaute Bar Green Goddess palette. I'm getting that vibe, but I have not done my due diligence and put them up side by side. The color story is reminding me of something like the deep sagey greens with that pop of coral. I feel like I could maybe dupe this out in my collection. I mean, I for sure could dupe it out if I was putting different palettes together, but I feel like I have a palette that's maybe very, very similar to this that maybe I could skip out on it. I am a little bit tempted though. I think it's really pretty. I think it has like those deep grungy tones. You know what? It kind of looks like a little bit like the Unearthly Sorceress Smoke a little bit if you took away the orange, or maybe I'm just remembering wrong. I don't know. I'm trying to tell myself I don't need this palette, but it's definitely being tucked away in my brain as one that maybe I would purchase if Terra Moons was doing a sale sometime soon. I don't think I'd purchase this at full price. And then the very last palette that I have to talk about is actually from Titanium Foxes. So I'm surprised that they came out with a palette so quickly after their last palette, which was Jay's Joy, which I did do a deep dive on Titanium Foxes. I reviewed 3 palettes, did 4 looks, I think, with each one, and showed off those looks and what I thought of the formula, etc. It will be linked above. And I do kind of want this. I think it's pretty. Titanium Foxes is very hard because I do think that this company has a very advanced formula. I think you need to feel really confident in your eyeshadow blending abilities because it is a little bit trickier to use. It's very pigmented. It's definitely that kind of formula where you need to tap and then blend and work in layers. So I don't recommend this for someone who maybe is just getting into indie. And also I think that their color stories, I don't think their photos do the palette's justice at all. Titanium Foxes on their actual Instagram, like their personal page, they do a lot of really up close eye looks, and they'll swatch the 4 colors that they use for those eye looks. And I think they really do a good job in that aspect of really showcasing the colors that way. But the palette as a whole just does not do it justice whenever I see pictures. It doesn't matter what, it is so much more stunning in person. So I do want this palette, but again, like a more expensive palette, and I do need to reel it in a little bit. So I don't think I'll pick it up as quickly as I did their last launch. But if you've been eyeing Titanium Foxes, I think you'll definitely like the formula depending on just like your preferences, but this looks like a nice color story. A little less colorful than maybe some others. There are some sky blues in there, but I think you could do a lot. They come out with really interesting color stories, honestly. I'm just looking at this like in awe because I think they do such a fantastic job with their palettes. I just wish that they could really showcase a little bit more how great their color stories really go together and seem super well thought out. But those were all of my products that I had to talk about. Of course, there's a ton of makeup releases coming out. I don't mean to say that there are none, but I do feel like it's really slowing down because eyeshadow is not as popular. We're seeing less eyeshadow palettes, and that's really like the big thing to talk about as far as doing these videos. It's not as exciting to talk about different blushes and bronzers coming out, at least not for me. And I want to talk about the things that I'm excited about. Let me know down below what new releases have caught your attention recently and what you plan on picking up. Let me know if there's any products that I talked about today that you would love to see reviews on, or ones that you're just skipping out altogether. I'd love to have a conversation down with you below, but this is where I'm going to leave you all. I hope you're having a great one, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, everyone.